Hello my dear students, welcome to the class of biology. In today's session, I will be solving the NEET level question paper of the year 2017. So let's get started. So in the first question, you can see question number 46, a decrease in blood pressure or volume will not cause the release of, there are 4 options given, atrial natriuretic factor, aldosterone, ADH or renin. So this question come from the chapter chemical coordination and integrations. So when there is decrease in the blood pressure, they will release the hormones like aldosterone, then ADH, that is antidiuretic hormones, and renin. But when the blood pressure get increased, what factor it will release? It will release the atrial natriuretic factors. So which among them is the correct option? That is the option number 1, atrial natriuretic factor. So this is the correct option for this question. Now let's see the next question. Now in the second question, you can see here question number 47, which of the following are not polymeric? Proteins, polysaccharide, lipids or nucleic acid. So this is a very easy question and it has come from the chapter biomolecule. So which among them will be the correct answer? That is the option number 3, lipids. Okay. Now let's see the next question. Now in the next question, you can see here question number 48. A baby boy aged 2 years is admitted to play school and passes through a dental checkup. The dentist observed that the body had 20 teeth. Which teeth were absent? Canines, premolars, molars or incisors. So this is also a very easy question and it has come from the chapter digestion and absorption. We have got all the different types of teeth. So which among them will be the correct answer? That is the option number 2, premolars, which means that premolars were absent in the children of age 20 or less than that. Now let's see the next question. Now in the next question, you can see here question number 49. Which of the following statement is correct? The descending limb of loop of Henle is impermeable to water. The ascending limb of loop of Henle is permeable to water. Option number 3 is the descending limb of loop of Henle is permeable to electrolytes, and the option number 4 is the ascending limb of loop of Henle is impermeable to water. So this question, it is a very easy question. From which chapter it is? It is from the chapter excretory products and their eliminations. We have got the structure of nephron, right? And you know what is the correct option of this question? That is the option number 4, which state that the ascending limb of loop of Henle is impermeable to water. Alright? Okay. Now let's see the next question. Now in the next question, as you can see here, question number 50, adult human red blood cells are nucleate. Which of the following statements is or are most appropriate explanation for this feature? Options are given. Option number A is they do not need to reproduce, they are somatic cells, they do not metabolize, and option number D is all their internal space is available for oxygen transport. So this is a very easy question. From which chapter it is? It is from the chapter blood circulations. So we have got the structure of the red blood cells. I hope you have remembered that. So which among them is the correct option? That is the option number D. In option number D, it states that all their internal space is available for oxygen transport, and you have to select the options. So option number 4, which means that only the statement D is the correct answer for these questions. Alright? Okay. Now let's see the next question. In the next question, you can see here question number 51, an important characteristic that hemichordates share with chordate is ventral tubular nerve cord, or pharynx with gill slits, or pharynx without gill slits, or the absence of notochord. So this is also a very easy questions. You have got these questions and the topic, that is the hemichordates and chordates. Where we have discussed this? We have discussed this in the chapter Animal Kingdom. So which among them is the correct answer for this question? That is the option number 2. this is the important characteristic which are having a pharynx with gill slits. Okay? Alright. Now let's move on to the next question. Now in the next question you can see here question number 52. Alexander von Humboldt described for the first time the laws of limiting factor, species area relationship, population growth equations or ecological biodiversity. So we have got this term in which chapter? In the chapter organisms and populations. So which among them is the correct answer for this question? Species area relationships. So Alexander von Humboldt, he described for the first time the species area relationship. So I hope you have remembered that very clearly. Now let's see the next question. Now in the next question, as you can see here, question number 53, identify the wrong statement in context of hurt wood. First option is it is highly durable. Second option is it conducts water and minerals efficiently. And option number 3 is it comprises dead elements with highly lignified walls. And option number 4 is organic compounds are deposited in it. So this is also a very easy questions. We have discussed the anatomy of the flowering plants. So in the last topic we have discussed about this heartwood. So which among them is the wrong statement from these options? That is the option number 2. In option number 2, it conducts water and minerals efficiently. So this is the wrong statement. Whereas option number 1, 3 and 4 is the correct statement for the heartwood. Alright. Now let's see the next question. Now in the next question, as you can see here, question number 54, which one of the following statement is correct with reference to enzymes? Holoenzyme is equal to apoenzyme plus coenzyme. Option number 2 is coenzyme is equal to apoenzyme plus holoenzyme, and option number 3 is holoenzyme is equal to coenzyme plus cofactor, and option number 4 is apoenzyme is equal to holoenzyme plus coenzyme. So this is from the chapter biomolecules. So in the last topic we have discussed about this, about the enzyme. So which among them is the correct statement? That is the option number 1. Option number 1, what does it state? It states that holoenzyme is actually what? It is actually the combination of the apoenzyme with the coenzyme. Alright? Okay. Now let's see the next question. Now in the next question, as you can see here, question number 55, root hairs develop from the region of elongation, root cap, meristematic activity or maturation. So I hope you can answer these questions. This is from the chapter morphology of the flowering plants, and there we have discussed the regions of roots. So which among them is the correct answer for this question? That is the option number 4. So from the region of maturation, root hairs are developed. I hope you have remembered that chapter very clearly. For more details, you can refer to that chapters. Now let's see the next question. Now in the next question, that is question number 56, as you can see here, among the following characters, which one was not considered by Mendel in his experiment on pea? There are 4 options: trichomes, which is glandular or non-glandular. Option number 2 is seed with green or yellow, pod inflated or constricted, stem tall or dwarf. So this is also a very easy question. This is from the chapter principle of inheritance and variations. So which among them is the correct answer for this question? Option number 1, because Mendel has not described about the trichomes which were glandular or non-glandular, but option number 2, 3 and 4 are the correct answer for these questions, right? Now let's move on to the next question. Now in the next question, as you can see here, question number 57, which of the following facilitates the opening of the stomatal aperture? There are 4 options given. First option is decrease in turgidity of the guard cells. Second option is radial orientation of the cellulose microfibrils in the cell wall of guard cells. And option number 3 is longitudinal orientation of the cellulose microfibrils in the cell wall of Goethe cells, and last option is the contraction of outer walls of the Goethe cells. So, this is a direct question from the chapter transport in plants. There we have discussed about the transpiration process. So, you will get that. So, which among them is the correct answer for this question? That is the option number 2. So, in the option number 2, it states that radial orientation of the cellulose microfibrils in the cell wall of the Goethe cells. This facilitates the opening of the stomatal aperture, right? Now, let us see the next question. Now, in the next question, as you can see here, question number 58, the association of histone H1 with a nucleosome indicates the DNA replication is occurring. Option number 2 is the DNA is condensed into a chromatin fiber, and option number 3 is the DNA double helix is exposed, and option number 4 is transcription is occurring. So, this is from the chapters molecular basis of inheritance. So, in the first part we have discussed about this. So, which among them is the correct answer for this question? That is the option number 2. So, the association of the histone H1 with a nucleosome indicates that the DNA is condensed into a chromatin fibers. So, I hope you have remembered the beads on string. Beads on string. So, that is about this questions, right? Okay. Now, let us move on to the next question. Now, in the next question, as you can see here, question number 59, DNA fragments are negatively charged or neutral or either positive or negatively charged depending on their size, or positively charged. So, this is also from the chapter molecular basis of inheritance, right? So, we have discussed the backbone of the DNA along with the structure of the DNA. So, what is the backbone of DNA? That is the sugar phosphate backbone. So, because of the presence of phosphate groups, the DNA fragments are negatively charged. So, option number 1 is the correct answer for these questions. Alright. Now, let us see the next question. Now, in the next question, that is question number 60, the process of separation and purification of the expressed protein before marketing is called downstream processing or bioprocessing, post-production processing or upstream processing. So, this is from the chapter Biotechnology, Principle and Process. The process of separation and purification of expressed protein before marketing is called what? Is called downstream processing. So, this is the correct option for this question. Now, let us see the next question. Now, in the next question, as you can see here, question number 61, an example of colonial alga is Volvox, Eulatrix, Spirogyra or Chlorella. So, this is from the chapter Plant Kingdom. We have discussed about the algae and there we have got all these examples. So, which among them is the colonial alga? That is the option number 1, Volvox. So, Volvox, you know, that lives in the fresh water. So, they have a parent body and inside that parent body they have the daughter cell. So, that is the colonial alga. Alright. Now, let us see the next question. Now, in the next question, that is question number 62, it states that capacitation occurs in epididymis, vas deferens or female reproductive tract or rete testis. So, this is also a very easy question and this is from the chapter human reproductions. But there you have not got this term capacitation, but this capacitation occurs in the female reproductive tract. So, which among them is the female reproductive tract? That is the option number 3. So, capacitation that occurs in the female reproductive tract. And what do you mean by this capacitation? That is the increasing of the fertilizing capacity of the sperms. So, I hope you have remembered this. So, capacitation, what does it mean? It means the increase in fertilizing capacity of the sperms. and it occurs in female reproductive tract. So, this is the correct option for this questions. Alright. Now, let us see the next question. Now, in the next question, as you can see here, question number 63, select the mismatch. Rhodospiralium has been matched with mycorrhiza, Anabina is with nitrogen fixator, Rhizobium is with alpha-alpha and Frankia is with Alnus. So, this is from the chapter Mineral Nutritions. So, while discussing the biological nitrogen fixations, we have got all these different species, right? So, which among them is the correct option for this question? That is the option number 1, Rhodospiralium. Rhodospiralium, you know, that is the anaerobic microbes, right? And here it has been matched with the mycorrhiza. Mycorrhiza, I hope you have remembered that. That is the symbiotic association of fungus with the root. So, option number 1 has been mismatched, right? While option number 2, 3 and 4 is correctly matched. Now, let us see the next question. Now, in the next question, as you can see here, question number 64, homozygous purulines in cattle can be obtained by matting of unrelated individuals of same breed, matting of individuals of different breed, mattings of individuals of different species, or matting of related individuals of same breed. So, this is also a very easy questions. We have discussed this in the chapter enhancement of food productions and their strategies, right? So, which among them is the correct answer? So, how the homozygous purulines in cattle is obtained? It is obtained by the matting of the related individuals of the same breed. So, from this option, option number 4 is the correct answer for this question. Okay. Now, let us see the next question. Now, in the next question, as you can see here, question number 65, the DNA fragments separated on an agarose gel can be visualized after staining with acetocarmine, aniline blue, ethidium bromide or bromophenol blue. So, this is a direct question from NCERT textbook of the chapter Biotechnology, its principle and process. So, while discussing the extraction of the DNA fragments, we have discussed about this gel electrophoresis. I hope you have remembered that gel electrophoresis method. So, for staining the DNA fragments, which compounds are used? That is the option number 3, ethidium bromide. So, ethidium bromide are used to observe the DNA fragments in the gel electrophoresis. Okay. Now, let us see the next question. Now, in the next question, as you can see here, question number 66, double fertilization is exhibited by algae, fungi, angiosperm or gymnosperm. So, this is a very direct questions and you already know about this very clearly, and we have discussed this in the chapter Plant Kingdom. So, while discussing about the angiosperm, we have got this double fertilizations where the male gamete fuse with the egg cells and another male gamete fuse with the polar nuclei. So, since double fertilizations are taking place, so it is called as the double fertilization process. This double fertilization is exhibited in which among them? That is of the option 3, angiosperm. So, in the case of angiospermic plants, since they produce the primary endosperm nucleus, so this double fertilization process take place in them. Now, let us see the next question. Now, in the next question, as you can see here, question number 67, the water potential of pure water is less than 0, more than 0 but less than 1, more than 1, or option number 4 is 0. So, this is also a very direct question from the chapter Transport in Plants. So, I hope you have remembered that water potential. So, water potential in the case of pure water is 0. So, which among them is this correct answer? That is the option number 4, right? Now, let us move on to the next question. In the next question, as you can see here, question number 68, out of X pairs of ribs in humans, only Y pairs are true ribs. Select the option that correctly represent the value of X and Y and provides their explanation. So, we have discussed about this true ribs and false ribs in the chapter locomotions and movement. So, while discussing the human skeleton systems, we have described about the 12 pairs of the ribs cage, right? So, which among them is the correct answer for this question? That is the option number 4. It says that X, that is 12 pairs, and Y is 7, which state that true ribs are attached dorsally to vertebral column and ventrally to the sternum. Now, let us move on to the next question. Now, in the next question, as you can see here, question number 69. DNA replications in bacteria occurs within nucleolus prior to fission, just before transcriptions or during S phase. So, we have generally discussed this DNA replication process in molecular basis of inheritance. There we have discussed about the replication process which take place in both prokaryotics and eukaryotics. So, in the case of eukaryotics, it take place in the sexual reproductions. So, while reproducing, this DNA replication take place, but in the case of prokaryotes, the DNA replications occurs just after the fission. So, which among them is the correct answer for this question? That is the option number 2, prior to fission. So, this is the correct answer for this question. Now, let us move on to the next question. And the next question, as you can see here, question number 70. Which cells of crypts of Lieberkühn secrete antibacterial lysozymes? Paneth cells, zymogen cells, Kupffer cells or argentifying cell. So, we have discussed the crypts of Lieberkühn in the chapters of digestions and absorptions, and you have to know the function of all these cells. Kupffer cells, what does it do? It helps in the phagocytic cells of the liver. So, you can make a note of these cells. So, these are the functions of all these cells. Paneth cells, these are the cells which produce lysozyme, and this lysozyme acts as an antibacterial agent. Next is the Kupffer cells. Kupffer cells, these are present in the phagocytic cells of the liver. And the next is the zymogen cell. These are present in pancreas and it helps in the productions of the enzyme. And the last one is argentifying cells. They are the hormone producing cells. So, in the options, which is the correct answer for this question? That is the option number 1. Paneth cells are the cells which produce the antibacterial agent and the enzyme is known as lysozyme. So, this is the correct answer. Now, let us see the next question. Now, the next question that you can see here, question number 71. The hepatic portal vein drains blood to liver from stomach, kidneys, intestine or heart. This is also from the chapter digestion and absorption. So, which among them is the correct answer for this question? So, the answer is intestine. So, the hepatic portal vein drains blood to liver from the intestine. So, intestine is the correct answer for this question. Now, let us see the next question. In the next question, as you can see here, question number 72. In case of a couple where the male is having a very low sperm count, which technique will be suitable for fertilization? There are 4 options. First option is gamete intracytoplasmic fallopian transfer. Second option is artificial insemination. Third option is intracytoplasmic sperm injection. And the fourth option is intrauterine transfer. So, this is a direct question from the chapter reproductive health. So, which among them will be the correct answer? That is the option number 2, artificial inseminations. So, when the male produce very low sperm count, then this artificial inseminations can be used by the couple. Now, let us move on to the next question. Now, in the next question, as you can see here, question number 73, what is the criterion for DNA fragments movement on agarose gel during gel electrophoresis? First option is the smaller the fragment size, the further it moves. Second option is positively charged fragments move to further end. Option number 3 is negatively charged fragments do not move. And option number 4 is the larger the fragment size, the further it moves. So, this question has come from the chapter Biotechnology Principles and Process. There we have described this DNA fragment techniques, where we have discussed this gel electrophoresis. So, which among them is the correct answer for this question? That is the option number 1. It states that the smaller the fragment size, the further it moves. So, that was about the gel electrophoresis, where the DNA fragments move according to their size. Okay? Now, let us see the next question. Now, in the next question, as you can see here, question number 74, the function of copper ions in copper releasing IUDs, which means that intrauterine devices, is first option, they inhibit gametogenesis. Second option, they make uterus unsuitable for implantation. Third option is they inhibit ovulation, and the fourth option is they suppress sperm motility and fertilizing capacity of the sperms. So, this is from the chapter reproductive health, and we have discussed different methods of contraceptive methods, right? So, which among them is the correct answer? What is the function of copper ions? What does it do? They suppress the sperm motility and fertilizing capacity of the sperm. So, option number 4 is the correct answer for these questions. Okay? Now, let us move on to the next question.
The two nearest harmonics of a tube closed at one end and open at other end are 220 Hz and 260 Hz. What is the fundamental frequency of the system? The calculation of the fundamental frequency can be calculated by NV by 4L.